Serving up a warm dish of the Triad's culinary fare, here's your weekly helping of food, news, and views. This is the man who ate the town.
Hey folks, and welcome to episode 172 of the Man Who Ate the Town podcast. This is for the week of October 19th through the 25th, 2020. My name is Tim Beeman.
My name's Ray Morgan.
And I'm Leah Metz.
And we are opening the recipe box. We are recording this episode. That's a huge box. That's a huge ass box. We are recording
all the
this
recipes in the world.
potentially. We are recording this episode of The Man Who Ate the Town in the Less Desirable Studio South, a.k.a. my house. We are practicing social distancing and using Zoom, sponsored by Bull's Tavern, which is now open to a very limited outdoor patio capacity of about 7 people. So,
Yeah.
but
That sucks for her, but at least she's open.
yeah. So we will have a guest today. We will have our friend Daniel Butner from our official sponsor, Carrabba's, to talk about the latest happenings over there and a special thing with him.
A special thing?
Yes.
Who?
Do you mean besides Daniel? Because he is a special thing.
Yes. In so many ways. He knows I
He's
love
thing
him.
one, your thing two.
Yeah. That's exactly right. First, though, I want to wish my very good friend and listener of this show, Jim Young, a very happy birthday today, or as I like to say, happy solar circumnavigational anniversary day to our Jim Young is what we call him in our little group. So,
Happy birthday, Jim.
Jim, we appreciate you, and hopefully, I think today he is coming over to our house, and we're going to have a beer in the yard this evening to celebrate his birthday.
Nice.
Not a yard of beer.
Not a yard of beer, although that is a thing.
Maine.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. It's called a yard because they have the yards and half yards. Yeah, they're huge.
it's a giant glass.
It looks like a big beaker. It's about 3 feet long, and it is got a big bowl on the bottom, and you just turn it up and drink the crap out of it. That's very big in the UK. So.
Nice.
All right. Well, Cafe Viridou has closed permanently. From their Facebook page, it says, with a heavy heart, Cafe Viridou is now permanently closed. While it was a short-lived chapter in time, we cherished every moment our wonderful customers and incredible team had throughout this journey. Thanks for the memories. It was short and to the point. Ray and I had George Memory on the podcast either right before or right as they were opening, and we really enjoyed having him on. George is a swell dude. He still owns Organics Juice Bars, both in Winston and Greensboro, and they are operating as far as I can tell. Hopefully he'll find another venture that he can get started outside of a pandemic, and we wish George and his wife and his employees a very good luck, very much good luck for the future.
Yeah, you hate to hear any restaurant having to close down, but
And the thing was, because when he was on, there was a lot of passion, and he was excited and raring to go, and then the world got in the way.
yeah. I mean, here's a guy offering something different in town.
Yeah.
And then the world went sideways, and he never really had a chance to get the kind of traction you need to get a new place up and running.
Right. So good luck to you, George, and keep us informed of anything you got going on.
We'd love to help out your next venture.
Absolutely. Cheesecakes by Alex says their employees have all tested negative, and they are reopening today.
Yay!
So that was only a week. I think they, that was good. It was a minimum time. Everything looks okay now. So, and if you haven't had their cheesecakes, you're missing it. They're really good. Yeah.
They really.
I'm still
really
eating on them. I got the sampler, and the sampler comes frozen, so I didn't mind just throwing it into the freezer. It takes about an hour 15 for it to thaw out on the counter. That's what they told me. So what we do is we just, when we're in the mood, we pull them out, pick 2, and just let them. We cover them with Saran wrap, but leave them on the counter and let them those 2 slices acclimate to the climate, become a room temperature, because whatever room you're in is actually room temperature. But then we usually, what I do is let it go and then put it in the refrigerator for an hour or so that it chills back up without freezing again. So, but thankfully, Cheesecakes by Alex is back open in both Winston and Greensboro. West End Cafe is supposed to be opening today. I haven't heard that they didn't, so hopefully that means that they did.
They just posted like 20-30 minutes ago saying they're open.
All right,
Yay.
good.
Go eat.
Go eat. Go
Get
have
you some good food.
Yes, and their burger was on the list, on the top 10 list. It was, I think, number 9. I can't
Their
remember.
curried chicken salad is like the very best I've ever had. I love getting that from them.
Just their salad with their house dressing.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff's good. I don't know what it's made of, but I could just take some little shots of that. It'd be good.
Bartender,
Can I get a tumbler of your dressing, please?
serve up some house.
Maybe put a little shot of rum in there just to spice it up a little.
And put it in a dirty glass.
Amen. Good stuff, y'all.
The Tap West End is now open. I'm supposing that it's their patio, at least. They have a decent size deck on the side there. So they are back open, and it looks like Bootleg Ramen has its ordering system up and is prepping the first deliveries. I saw where Street Team Steven has already ordered his first batch, and they should be there tomorrow, I think. And I can't wait to hear from him what he thought of it. I will see him. Perhaps we will see him on Wednesday, and we can ask him about that. Maybe get a report that he can write for us and talk about it on the show next week.
Mm-hmm.
And City Beverage is having a tent sale on October 31st. For more information, visit their Facebook page or their website, citybeverage.com.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, a big sale at City Beverage means good news.
Good news, yes. And it's Halloween, too. Halloween.
Ooh. So I went one time to that tent sale,
Yeah.
and I got a stack of beer taller than myself.
Yeah.
I couldn't drink it all.
What?
And it took me a long time, and then eventually was like, when people would come over, I'm like, here's a case for you, and a case for you, and a case for you.
You should just get Mel to cook with it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, cooking with beer is really good.
Especially good fresh shrimp cooked in beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the family's recipe for Christmas. My sister does it now. We got it from my aunt, who got it from who knows, somewhere in the family. But yeah, so it's steamed though. It's not cooked in it. So it's beer steamed shrimp, and then there's like peppers and stuff. Not like it's a powdery something. I don't know what it's in it, but it's kind of spicy, and I like it. And she makes her own cocktail sauce too. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
I need to ask her what that is. Not that I want to make it, because she says it stinks the house up, so you have to do it outside. But
We used to do that when I was a kid. We lived in Florida. We'd go out and get 20, 30 pounds of shrimp. I mean, literally get them from the intercoastal waterway, bring them back in. We had a huge pot, and you pour a case of beer down into the pot, dump all the shrimp, spices, put a lid on it,
Yeah.
boil it, dump it on a table. Everybody got a towel. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yep.
You eat until you just couldn't eat no more.
No mo. So it turns out, and I don't know, this has not been officially announced that I know of, so I don't want to go into a lot of details about it. But we had Jordan Kuiper on a few weeks back, and they were talking about things that might be going into the DoubleTree where Providence just vacated. And it's pretty much what we guessed, and I don't want to mention that right now, but what we guessed is pretty much going to go in there, but it's going to be a different concept. And I do know that Chef Antoine Hairston is going to be heading that up.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and my nephew is interning with him at there and the place's original establishment. So he's doing that, and Antoine seems to think that he'll end up there permanently. So that's good for my nephew. And on that front, my son is interning at the Slice of Napoli pizza place over on Country Club, and
Cool.
they really enjoy having him over there. Stephanie and I went there, as did our friends Candy and Lori, Celia and Tamika, on Friday, and he made burgers for Stephanie and me. You know, that's at home, that was his specialty anyway. So he knew when the ticket came back who it was for, so he made them special. And Stephanie, when she's eating her, she likes her onions chopped up and things like that. So when the burgers come out, it was exactly how either one of us would have had it. Now, I know that's because he has inside information, but it was really, really good. And I could have gotten away, just the same with the Food Freaks thing, I could have gotten away with just a single burger. It was enough to satisfy. This one was way a lot of burgers. So if you get the burger at a Slice of Napoli, chances are my son's going to make it, and it's going to be pretty thick and juicy and delicious.
So you're telling me, Tim, that you're a pelican? Your beak will hold more than your bellican?
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly right. I'm on a seafood diet. All I can
seafood eat.
Yeah, all I can keep down for $1. Leah, anything on your end of the list that we haven't covered?
Can't think of any others from that side of the list that
Oh.
you hadn't already got.
And I took Stephanie and I went with Paul Jones, one of the beer dads, who we are both all friends with, and his wife. We went to several wineries. Two wineries. We went to Laurel Gray and to Metaloni this weekend. And then we took them to Mojito, and it was a great time. And Steven said he actually went to Mojito, and it was very good, the best Cuban he's had. And he also had the tamale, and love how they do it, the standard cheese, and then heap it with all sorts of good stuff, especially the pork. So, yeah, a lot of people say, well, I'm not going to that restaurant until they've been open for a couple of weeks. Let them get the kinks worked out. If everybody said that, the restaurant would never work their kinks out because no one would be there. So, especially this one, because I think Leah and I can attest, the food was right already. And I've been there, and they've got the service worked out. Everything's worked out. The honeymoon period is over. They need business. So stop worrying about, I'm going to let them work the kinks out. That's
They've already done it.
They've already worked those kinks out. Stop being like that. Go eat some good food and support local businesses, just like you'll hear Daniel talk about in just a little bit.
Well, when you get a bunch of professionals that have a good background in restaurant that open a new one,
Yeah.
they already know what they're doing. They already know where the problems are going to be. It's kind of like what we saw when Yamas opened up.
Yeah.
They looked like they had been open for a couple of years on day one,
Right.
because the family knew how to train everybody to get them ready for day one. And the same thing at Mojito. They know what they're doing.
Yep. Food's fantastic. Service is great. Just go over there and enjoy yourself. They do have their, I think they've got their reservation system up and rolling. So check them out. You can go to their Facebook page and find out more information about all that. And now it's time for Getting in Your Business. And we have with us a favorite of the show, a local celebrity, someone who, how many people do you know that can say they have their own day? Not counting your birthday or something like that.
Know?
Yes, that you actually know.
Just one.
Just one.
Yeah, just one.
Just one. And we're going to talk with him from
Not including the ones that have already gone on. But, you know.
but this is personally knowing someone who has their own day. This is like St. Daniel Butner Day.
Wow. St. Daniel Butner. Is he going to be on the show?
Yes, that's what we have. We have from our official sponsor, Carrabba's Italian Grill, we have Mr. Daniel Butner. Welcome, sir.
Hey, how's it going? Pretty solid introduction. How do you live up to that introduction?
Well, you just be you. You always live up to it and more.
Just walk on water and carry the boat. You'd be good.
He would make the boat first.
Yeah, and then walk on water.
Then walk on.
Yeah, he'd just walk beside it and guide it.
Most people sit in the boat and row it. He just kind of puts a rope on it and drags it across the lake.
Yeah, we're going this way.
Like a little puppy following.
I think I'm at a good stopping point. That's pretty good.
So welcome, Daniel, to our little soiree that we do. And you are no stranger to this show. You're probably our most recurring guest. And you have things to talk about. First of all, though, before we get to that, I want to talk what I alluded to at the beginning of your introduction about having your own day. October the 6th, yes, if I'm not mistaken, is the official Daniel Butner Day in Winston-Salem. Am I correct?
Yes, you are.
So how did that come about? Did you have any clue that I was coming?
None. I was completely blindsided, and the good thing is well, why don't we start from the beginning? So, you know, I knew that something was going on. I didn't know what it was. Had no clue, actually. And my boss's boss flew up from Tampa to do some store visits, which is pretty common, you know, just to make sure that we're being clean and safe and taking care of business and being active in the community. So,
did you know that they were coming?
I did know they were coming because, you know, we like to. It's good to have a little. I got about a week's notice that they were coming.
Okay.
So that's very commonplace.
Okay.
That's how it works every time. So I met them for breakfast, and we were sitting there eating, and my boss's boss was just, you know, you do so much good in your community. You know, you're running a great restaurant. Your numbers look great and everything. And you know, I'm just sitting there like, wow, this is going to be a really good visit. And then, you know.
Is this when you asked for a raise?
Well, see, the good. I'm hoping I don't have to ask.
Oh, okay. At this point.
But
hell, you got your own day.
Right? So at that point, you know, we're about finished with breakfast, and it's right about 9:30. And then all of a sudden she says the magic words. She said, "So I hear so much from you about Winston-Salem. Take me around and show me what it's all about."
Sucker.
So any idea that I had about anything that could possibly going on just got wiped away. So we rode around, and, you know, I showed them the Empire State Building, the tallest building when it was built, and the first building in the Southeast with air conditioning, and I mean, I was on point and knew everything I needed to know. The Hanes buildings, where the very first pair of underwear Hanes made was. I was digging deep. Even went by the bakery, and they were working on the water line in front of it, so we didn't really get a good shot of, the bakery that my super great grandfather built. But so then all of a sudden, my boss says, "Hey, I need some coffee. Let's go to Carrabba's." I'm like, "All right." So we're pulling up, and Sam's car's in the parking lot. There's a vehicle in the parking lot that I don't know, but I don't think anything of it because, it could be a vendor doing something or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going in. My Keela is my boss's boss. So let's just go with that. So that way everybody's on a first name basis with her because she's that kind of person. She's pretty awesome.
I think I've met her, haven't I?
Yes, you met her last November, something we're going to talk about in a few minutes.
Okay. All right.
So she's waiting for me to go in first, and me being me, I'm not going to go in. I'm not going to go in before someone I work for. I'm going to hold the door for them. That's how you're supposed to do it. So Mark's taking his time getting out of the car, and all of a sudden he gets up there and he finally walks in. So I hold the door for her and him. And he walks in a little bit, and he turns around and looks at me, and then I step in, and I'm looking, out toward the main dining room, and I turn around. I see my mom, my dad, my wife, my brother, my sister, the chief of police, the mayor, the sheriff. I mean, all of these, amazing people.
What have I done? What have I done?
What's going on?
I stopped breathing. I'm like, oh my gosh, all these people are here for something. We're doing something. And, so my boss is like, we've invited a few friends here today and we have a few things to say. So if you would, please just sit beside your wife. And that's kind of a good thing because I had absolutely no way of speaking about anything, I was speechless.
Were you looking for the pink slip?
There's a support group there. Yeah, it's a pretty good idea.
Intervention.
For all we need to intervene for all the good you're doing around here. Save some goodness for everybody else.
Exactly. So I sit down, and then all of a sudden, the mayor walks up, and he's got a little blue folder. I'm like, okay, cool. He come up with a speech. So I just thought people were going to say some nice things about me. So then all of a sudden the mayor starts reading off the proclamation that, Daniel Butner was born in Forsyth County in Tobaccoville on a tobacco farm. His mom was Randall Wayne Butner, and his dad was Randall Wayne Butner, and his mom was Betty Ann Butner. And then he got to the part where he said, therefore, on this day forward, October 6th will be known as Daniel Christopher Butner Day in the city of Winston-Salem. I was like, I can't really say what I was like, but I was mind blown. I had no clue. I'm looking at him like, where are we and who are you? I mean, it was the coolest, most unexpected thing. I mean, I only know one person that has their own day, and that's me now.
Well, you're the only one I know.
Right.
And that's not a singular event. That's an annual event now.
Yeah, October 6th, Daniel Christopher Butner Day, otherwise going to be known as a Day of Kindness. So nice. There's more to come on that as well. I'm already working on it. But
it was my grandfather's birthday, October 6th, and my nephew's birthday.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good share.
Yeah, I agree.
So, he handed me the proclamation, and then all of a sudden, the chief of police, Katrina Thompson, she got up. she started, a really heartfelt speech about, how that we've done different things for, the police department. We've been there, and like, there was a point in time where they actively sought to get me on the Winston-Salem Police Foundation board because of my, desire to help. And, they kind of wanted me on there as that, because of my ideals. And then the sheriff got up and, man, I tell you what, he'll bring a tear to your eye when he starts talking. They're all amazing people, but, he gets really, he reaches in and grabs your heart and hugs it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and they give me the Outstanding Community Ambassador Award. So I also got that day.
That
So,
is amazing.
and then Keela gets up and she says some really cool, amazing things. And then Mark says some really cool, amazing things. And, this whole time I'm sitting there like, holy crap, I'd love to meet this guy. He sounds incredible. Yeah, because so that was, and it's like the people behind the scenes, I know that Sam had a lot to do with getting it together, basically because she knew about it for 3 months and was able to keep a secret from me, which almost killed her, to be honest with you.
Yeah. She's awesome.
Yeah. Amanda, your birthday twin,
Yeah.
she was probably, she probably put it all together and was the integral part of it. I really don't know the idea of the behind the scenes, but you got Amanda Hopper. She's just an amazing partner in the business as far as driving everything, and she takes my raw ideas and makes it palatable, because it's a lot of times my ideas, it might not work out as well, and then when she gets involved, it's always a success. So that's, and then Dr. Pam Peoples Joyner with the police department, Sheriff Dwayne Little, Hessian Gettings. It's just, the list goes on and on of the people, and it's the biggest thing I can say is, yes, absolutely, it's Daniel Butner Day, which is amazing, but it would never be Daniel Butner Day without the Keela Bazile, the Mark Coulter, the Amanda Hopper, the Pam Peoples Joyner, the Dwayne Little, all of those people
The Sam.
helped me put my ideas into place. Especially Sam. Sam keeps me sane and from going crazy about everything.
Yeah, she's awesome.
I'm a lunatic pregame.
He froze up.
Let me get a picture real quick.
Yes, dude. That's a great
like
picture.
right before the perfect one.
Kids.
And freaked out about, oh my gosh, this is going to be a failure, so it's, so on game day, she pretty much holds me together.
That's cool. So, and I'm going to put you on the spot here a little bit. Every time I mention something about you and the good things that you do, and one of my favorite things to say is you're a great man, Daniel Butner. And you're like, you know what? I'm not doing anything that anybody else shouldn't do. Well, that's true, but no one else does. Well, they do, but not like you do it. So that's what makes you special. So stop trying to be self-deprecating and just take it, man. You are that awesome. Let it be.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because, like, on that day, it's hard for me to take
Compliment.
I guess I'm not really a big fan of compliments.
Yeah.
And so it's hard for me to take it. And, when I walked in that day, I seen all the people there, and I'm like, shut up, don't deflect, and accept it, and say thank you.
Yeah.
That was probably the hardest thing for me to do. But I've got to. When you have friends that are that great, you've got to understand their feelings and you've got to accept their gratitude.
Exactly.
Does that make sense?
It does.
You're equipped to pass out compliments to everyone else.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can give them like crazy. It's just the taking them's hard for me because it's just how I see things. It's something that's a necessity. It's something that's a requirement, and if you have the means to help somebody, then why are you not doing it?
Yeah.
It's basically a basic question of being a decent person.
Yes, we need more of the decent
I
people.
don't
in
know
this
how
world,
else to put it.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, we just need more. We need more Daniel Butner. I mean, I'm going to generalize it, I guess. Instead of saying we need better people, we need more Daniel Butners in this world.
I appreciate that.
Well, we appreciate you and everything that you are to this community, everything you are to the show, everything you are to me. And I think I'd mentioned before, too, we're going to touch on the table that you made for the Less Desirable Studios there at the lab at Industry Hill. And everyone has complimented on the picture that I showed. And I believe, I haven't told you this yet, I'm going to get some of those LED lights that I have around the top, and I'm going to put them underneath.
Oh, that's cool.
So I can change the colors if I want to. Like Less Desirable's color scheme is always green. So have the lights green under the table for the Less Desirables and things like that. But I'm excited about the table. Everybody who's seen it, who has sat at it, has been excited about the table. It's a fantastic table, and I can't thank you enough for that.
The design, the craftsmanship, even just looking at it through the pictures, you can tell how well this has been made. And I'm just going to go out on a limb and say, I don't think Tim could have ever afforded to go get that table. And probably would not have picked one that beautiful to use in the studio.
Now that's more true than anything.
Yeah.
The design is Tim's idea. I loved it. Like,
yeah, we said it was Father's Day that I sat in Carrabba's with Stephanie and Trey and Trey's girlfriend, and I said, I think I'm going to talk to somebody about making this table, but I don't think the person I wanted to talk with me. And you had gotten into the woodworking stuff really well, and you said, I can do it. I said, can you? You said, I don't know.
Oh, the ever confident.
Yeah. And
I can do it, maybe.
So
It'll be fine.
So I said, let's talk about it. And I told you what I wanted, and then you the chevron thing was your idea. Yeah, I said, you said, do you want it chevrons? Do you want it? Because I was thinking just straight, but having it, straight and then still tapering into the point. But once you mentioned the chevron thing, I'm like, yeah. Yeah. One thing I have had to do is make sure people use those damn coasters. Don't put that on my table. Eventually that will, I'm not going to be able to control that forever, but
yes, you are.
Someone had a champagne bottle on it the other day and was like turning it. I'm like, stop that. Here's a paper towel.
Off my grass.
Yeah, here's a paper towel. Put it underneath that, please. Thank you. And then the pouring of some libation, some spilled. I said, go to the bathroom now and get paper towels and bring them in here. Mm-hmm. I said, I said, I don't care that it gets on there. I care that it stays there. So let's get it off right now. So.
Yeah, a table needs to be used, but you also need to take care of it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yes. So
especially one that pretty.
Oh yeah, that it is more than I could have ever imagined on my own. And that's not hyperbole. That's just the way it is. I had a basic idea, and he made it more than basic. He did. He took it and ran with it.
Yeah, the way the light comes off that thing, man, it's like those colors. I love Sapelli. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So,
So Sapelli is what you call the poor man's mahogany, right?
that's exactly what I call it.
And
It has
go ahead.
it has a little bit more golden hues,
Yeah.
and the rays are a little more pronounced than the mahogany. So I think it's actually a prettier wood.
And you know, when we were cutting the holes for the microphone booms, I said it smells kind of like cedar, and you said sort of. But did you know that cedar is also part of the mahogany family?
Ah,
So that's
then that makes sense.
It makes sense as why it kind of smelled like that.
Huh.
So
I didn't know that.
now, for what we really brought you on for,
Right.
we can stop kissing your ass now. Although I'm okay with kissing your ass. So you have events coming up, correct?
Yes, I do.
Let's talk about those.
So this is our second annual Mission to Serve. And just to kind of give you a rundown of what Mission to Serve is, in cooperation with the South County Sheriff's Office and the Winston-Salem Police Department, Carrabba's has joined them to raise money for each year. We're going to pick a different charity. Last year's Special Olympics in Forsyth County, we took a bunch of kids that wouldn't be able to go Christmas shopping on Special Olympics to Academy Sports and gave them a Christmas. It was amazing. In the time that we had, we helped out, and we raised it was like $8,015 that day
Wow.
from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. to take those kids Christmas shopping. We spent $8,015 on those kids for Christmas shopping.
That's awesome.
It was to the penny the money that was handed in. Now, the tickets last year were about $10. So to get that goal, every single person that donated mattered. Our goal was 5,000. So we kind of hit that. But the big thing is a lot of people don't know how to help, don't know how to donate. They don't think it's enough. They don't think this. But the big deal is every dollar matters, and we'll help you figure that out. So this year, on Thursday, November 12th, we're going to do a pre-order drive-through pickup meal. Because of everything that's going on, we were not wanting to overload the dining room and having tons of people in there and everything to that nature. So we're going to set up a drive-through space in front of our restaurant with about 3 lanes. We're also going to do some delivery for, if an office wants to order 25 to 30 meals, we'll figure out how to get it to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now the really cool thing about it is, well, I'm going to say that again a couple of times, but so we'll do it from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. This year it's $15 minimum donation to get a chicken marsala, penne pomodoro, and a Caesar salad. So with every 2 meals purchased, Carrabba's is going to give you a $25 dining card for food at Carrabba's.
So you're basically paying $5 for
2 meals.
food for 2 meals.
Yes. And helping a charity.
And helping a charity, helping the kids.
Well, now we're doing a different charity.
Well, you're doing Hope, right?
So, yes, we are.
Okay. Well, that's still geared towards kids.
Yeah. Well, we're also, we kind of decided to split it this year.
Yeah.
And the other group we're helping is Veterans Helping Veterans Heal.
Okay. Yes, I see now.
So, yeah, they're a really good organization, and we look at it very seriously for, basically outstanding groups that are doing the good that the community needs, and we try to focus on helping them. And I mean, this was, I think, 14 people sitting at a table talking about it and deciding on these two groups. And it was pretty much a very quick, unanimous decision on those two.
Awesome. My friend Tyler B.A., who is with Hope, has, just like me, sings Your Graces constantly because of the good work. And, she's part of Hope. So she's very excited about this. And she had her for a different thing that they were doing, I call it the rock yacht, but the showboat thing for the virtual village. She was part of that too. And when I mentioned the table and that it was you, she was like, "Oh, I love that guy." I mean, this other. So she was going on and on and on about it. But I think that's awesome. The Veterans Helping Veterans Heal charity is good, and the Hope, they do great work too. So and then you have the sheriff's office and the police department involved, who already know how awesome you are, and then they get to do something for the community as well, in addition to what they already do.
Right.
So what's the best way of doing this? How do people get the meals?
Oh man, so I'm going to share, and I'm sure you're going to share.
Yeah.
A little flyer that kind of tells you everything about it, and it's got this cool little thing that was
QR
funny
code.
enough. Yes, that was invented by Toyota to separate their parts to get their parts where they needed them for their assembly line. That's where QR code come from.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and
what does QR stand for? Quality redirect or something?
Something to that nature. Yeah. So that way it was so they could get the right parts where they needed it when they needed it. So, but yeah, it'll have a little QR code attached. It'll take you to signup.com. You sign up on your slot. We prefer cash that day because it's far easier to donate cash than it is credit card, but we will also have a way to take credit card payments if you do not like handling cash.
Okay.
I like handling cash.
Yeah, me too.
Ray likes to fondle cash.
Come on now, you don't have to tell all my secrets.
QR means quick response.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I do have...
Very creative.
Yeah. I do have the flyer that you sent me, and I will make sure that I put it in the show notes for this, and I will post it on the Man Away to Town website and on the Facebook page. I will also try to put it on the Instagram page and also on my personal page and my personal blog. So I'm going to promote the hell out of it. How about that?
I'll promote it.
That sounds good to me. I'm going to put it in a lot of places, and I'm even going to put it on the phone pole at Trade and Liberty.
That's awesome.
So, Leah, we can put it on the Winston-Salem Strong page, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. Even more reach.
It'll go viral in a minute.
Yeah.
Perfect. And it's in the sign up at signup.com. It makes it so much easier on you.
Okay.
And
It's going to be what it's going to be on me.
If somebody wants to give more than their 15, can they do that through sign up, or do they need to just bring the extra with them?
Bring the extra with them. The signup.com does not have a way to take payment. So, yeah, all monies will be handled that day. And, but signing up early what that does is if you're coming at 11:30, I'm going to have your food ready at 11:30.
Yeah.
If you don't sign up, I might have the card behind you ready at 11:30, but I gotta finish making yours. But we do have scratch made food here that's pretty good, and it takes a little time to make it, so we got to make sure that we're on the game, so that way we can get you off and where you need to be.
And it still be
Well,
good.
it helps you plan for it, so you know how many folks are coming and how much food to get ready and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. So if you can sign up, please do.
What was the thing you did at the very beginning of the pandemic with the Spanish-speaking?
Soy Empanada.
Yeah.
It was we raised money for the Buy a Tile campaign they had
Right.
to give money back to small local businesses in the community.
Well, the reason I brought that up was whenever I did that, because you gave away a dining card for that as well.
Yeah.
I think I paid for 2, got 1, and then got 2 cards. But this is not me bragging, look what I did. I'm just saying this is what I plan on doing for this one too, is I turned around and donated those gift cards to someone who needed it. I didn't have to have that. So if you need it, if you're going to do that and you need it, you absolutely keep it. But if you have the opportunity, I would say to the people who will do this to maybe consider donating the card back to Carrabba's to give to another charity or somebody in need or someone like that.
Yeah, I mean, we're good with that, but you can always give it to one of your friends that's never been here and doesn't really understand what Carrabba's is all about.
Oh yeah, those people who think it's just a chain, no matter how much I tell them that it's not.
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
I might
not.
consider that too.
It's not remotely a chain. So,
No. Well, Daniel, anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you got? Do you have a wine dinner coming?
yeah, but I don't have the food up for it yet.
Okay.
I need to figure that out. It's about 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
So it's about time to figure that one out then.
Yeah.
There's only
The,
some ordering and preparing and working out kind of things to do. Nothing you can't handle, right?
Right. But this year's really, with the pandemic and everything, it's made it a struggle for a lot of charities and a lot of different doing their big fundraiser events.
Yeah.
I mean, I think River Run was the last one we did. We did the opening gala for it, or the preview gala. And they didn't get to have their festival because, it was scheduled after the shutdown, like the 1st of April.
Yeah.
So, it's been hard for me because I'm used to, right now it's prime season where I'd be helping, 6 or 7 charities this month raise money at different events. And, now I'm just, Friday it was ER. Well, last week was ER Nurses Week, so I've had to recite the ER last Friday at lunch and dinner. So I'm doing more things like that rather than doing that. But long and the short is these charities are struggling and having a hard time. So if you're able, $5 isn't much, and just remember that while you're going out and doing everything you do, make sure you're going to the places you love so they'll still be there when you get ready.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. I have been doing that. Of course.
Me
Because
too.
that's what I do. I eat for a living. I like eating a lot. So, well,
Oh yeah.
when you get your wine dinner menu at least conceived, let me know and I can throw it up or throw it out and promote it a little bit. I don't want to throw it up.
Right. It's going
Put it out
it's
there.
going to be it'll be pretty good. It's Thanksgiving, so
Yeah.
it'll be the week before Thanksgiving, the Tuesday before. But space is limited on that, so we're capping it out so that way we can maintain social distancing. We're basically the way we're doing the wine dinners now is if you have 4 people, I'll put you 4 at a table. If you have 6 people, I'll put your 6 at a table. If you have 2 people, I'll put 2 of you at a table. So it's basically you're coming to a restaurant to enjoy a dining experience at the same time as everyone else, and I'm able to walk around and tell you about the dishes and everything at that time. So it's still an experience. It's just not the big camaraderie experience that it was.
It's not the big community table anymore, or at least for now.
Correct.
All right.
As soon as we get over this, it will be.
Oh, yeah.
I love those.
I do too. I have had a ball with everyone that I've been to, so I look forward to getting back to them as well. Well,
Oh yeah.
Daniel, as always, I've gone on and on and on about you, made you blush a couple times. I have to remove my lips from your butt. But I just, I love the hell out of you, and appreciate everything that you are, again, to this community and to the show and to the people involved in the show and to me personally. And like I said, I love the hell out of you.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Oh, the feeling's mutual.
Yeah.
There's a lot of amazing people here, and you're on the top of the list, brother.
Thank you so very much. I couldn't do it without my peoples, and you're one of my peoples, Ray and Leah, my peoples, Stephanie, and everybody else. And, we are in this together. So,
We are.
well, thank you so much,
That's how
Daniel.
we'll get through
Yeah,
together.
that's right. That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, that was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
But it's cool that it wasn't a one day, but it's forever.
Yeah.
It's now Daniel Button Day.
Henceforth.
A
it
day
is-
of kindness.
Yeah, is henceforth Daniel Butner Day. Couldn't happen to a nicer, more awesome dude. He does so much for this community, and it is.
And he's not in the least bit about tooting his own horn. He's just, this is what we do because this is what we do.
Right. And what everyone should, as he says. But
Yeah.
the fact that not everyone does, and he does, adds to the awesomeness. And that's what I try to convey to him. That,
Well, he sees his restaurant as a service.
yeah,
And what he's doing is as a service to his community. So anything else is just an extension of that.
yeah.
It's not like it's a separate and distinct part of the business. It's part of why he's in business.
Yep.
Is to be able to be of service and be a part of this community.
And if he can
need
make a
more
couple of bucks on the way, then that's okay.
Hey.
But that's not what he's in it for.
The couple of bucks that he makes, he's turning right back around and doing things like taking meals to
You
a
are.
whole group of people
Yeah.
and giving that to them.
Yep.
We need more people that think like Daniel Butner, that feel and lead with their heart like Daniel Butner.
I felt Daniel Butner. He feels pretty cool.
I wasn't going to bring
That's a
that
whole
up.
nother show. That's another show.
I thought we had suppressed those tapes that they weren't out there right now.
For $9.99.
He said, "Do you love your mom? Well, you could for only $19.95 plus $3 shipping and handling." Let's get into some food holidays and history. Today is the 19th of October. Is National Seafood Bisque Day.
Okay. I
Yeah.
thought you were just going to say National Seafood Diet Day. I was like, oh, I'm all about that.
Well, that's every day for me.
On it.
Yep, there, been there.
Check.
It's also International Gin and Tonic Day. And I am a fan of gin and tonics, so Hey, maybe when Jim comes over this evening to have his birthday beverage, maybe I'll have a gin and tonic if I have any gin, or if I had any tonic.
Might have to go to the store.
I might have to. If I had any gin, I'd have a gin and tonic if I had any tonic. That's what my dad would say. My dad used to say, if we had any ham and eggs, if I had any eggs, I'd have ham and eggs if I had any ham. That's what he would say. So, on the 19th in 1960, the United States imposed an embargo on exports to Cuba, thus started that whole mess now 60 years ago today. On the 20th, it's International Chef's Day. You don't have to be an international chef, just be a chef. I have Little Chef, that's what I call Trey sometimes. If I'm in the kitchen with him, I'm yes, chef, heard, chef. I let him be the chef. I like that. So if you know a chef or someone who is just a really good cook, hug them and fist bump them or whatever you got to do today or tomorrow, International Chef's Day. It's also National Brandied Fruit Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh?
Put some fruit in some brandy and just let it marinate overnight, maybe a few days, and then take it out and
then just eat it.
Eat it, and make sure you don't have to go anywhere.
It should be part of your late night snack.
Yes. Yes. I promise you will sleep very well. Yes. The 21st is National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day.
Why does everything have to be pumpkin?
I don't know. Well, it is the season for pumpkin, but I'm not a fan of a lot of pumpkin things. It's also World Apple Day. Apple Day is intended to be both a celebration and a demonstration of the variety we are in danger of losing, not simply in apples, but the richness and diversity of landscape, ecology, and culture too. So the 21st is Apple Day, World Apple Day.
I got a whole case of golden and red delicious that somebody gave me, so I'll have something to do for Apple Day.
All right.
Make an apple pie.
I was about to say some pie or something. On the 21st in 1879, Thomas Edison demonstrated the first commercially practical light bulb at his laboratory in Menlo Park, New Jersey.
Eureka! I have light!
Thank you, Thomas Edison, for that. On the 22nd, it's National Nut Day. I guess any nut.
I
of
have
your
a whole
choice.
day?
Yes. Yes, you do.
Nuts.
Ah, nuts.
That's me! Woohoo!
Was that Joe Dirt? It was the child. That's Knuckin' Futz. Whatever that was.
I have no idea.
It was. I forget what it was. It was some kid that Dickie. I don't remember the name of it now. It was some stupid movie. It was one of those friends of Adam Sandler's, maybe Nick Swardson or something. But he was a child actor, and his catchphrase was "That's Knuckin' Futz." On the 22nd in 1907, Ringling Brothers bought Barnum and Bailey Circus, and now they are no longer. Yeah.
Sad, isn't it?
It is.
Whole era has come and gone.
Yep. On the 22nd in 1981, the FDA approved the artificial sweetener aspartame, which we knew then as NutraSweet, for tabletop use. Stuff's awful, and it's awful for you. It's not like deadly, but it is a neurotoxin, so stay away from it.
Just give me some sugar.
Yeah. I mean, sugar at that level is still not great, but it's better than aspartame. As someone with a neurological disorder, Tourette syndrome, for those who don't know, whenever I have aspartame, my Tourette syndrome goes through the roof. Does it? It does.
Wow.
On the 23rd of October, it is National Boston Cream Pie Day. Boston cream pie, by the way, is not a pie. It is a cake composed of 2 layers of sponge cake with a layer of custard or cream filling, usually topped with Ray's favorite, chocolate. Boston cream pie is the official state dessert of Massachusetts, and I and my beautiful bride have stayed at the place it was invented. It was invented at the Parker House Hotel in Boston, as same place that the Parker House rolls were invented, and it is owned now by Omni Hotels. We stayed there in 2018 for our anniversary. We went to Boston to see The Fix, the band The Fix, and we stayed at the Parker House. Yes, exactly. We stayed at Parker House, and it is a fantastic old hotel that just had a lot of charm and a lot of everything. But yeah, it was great.
Did you have some Boston cream pie while you were there?
I did. Had those and the Parker House rolls.
Were they better there than you'd had elsewhere?
I had never had it elsewhere, so it's hard to say.
Well.
But it was invented there, so at least I had the original. Whether it was better, I don't know. But it was. I had never even heard of Parker House rolls until we went there. I mean, right before we went there, I did some research on it. But the cool thing was, the hotel also, Charles Dickens finished Christmas Carol there and debuted it there. Edith Wharton spent some time there as well. Both are Stephanie's probably two favorite authors. So it was really cool that we got to do that. Let's see. It's also Global Champagne Day on the 22nd, and National Canning Day, and it's because on the 23rd in 1752, Nicholas Appert was born, and he pretty much invented the canning process.
It doesn't mean that you should celebrate them simultaneously. Do not try to can your champagne.
Right, that would probably cause a lot of problems. But
and
then
don't
again,
drink the champagne and then start trying to do canning either.
well, the funny thing is they said that the mason jars, which a lot of people use for canning, are one of the victims of the pandemic. They can't make them and distribute them fast enough. So there is, because for one, like I said, there's a lot of good things that come from this pandemic. Like people are learning to cook because they were too afraid to go out, or they just couldn't get what they needed, or they're unemployed, or whatever. So people are more experimental now with food. So that is a positive, if there is such a thing in this. But if you were canning champagne, that might explode. So
I do think we're going to see a lot of societal shifts come out of this.
Yeah.
More and more people are working from home. I think that's going to become a permanent trend.
Yep.
We're already hearing some of the major employers are saying, you know what? Just that'll be part of our business model going forward. You'll work for us, but from home.
Yeah, we've figured out how to do it and make it.
And people are doing this with their groceries too, ordering this online and going to pick them up. Where before it'd be like, well, I'll just go in there. I don't need somebody to go pick it up. You know what? I really like the idea of just driving up. They drop it in my trunk, and I'm done with the grocery shopping in 5 minutes,
or
not an hour.
Or call our friend Tamika Wells, who owns Honeybee Grocery Delivery, and she will do the shopping for you. She will, and it's a moderately inexpensive service, but she knows the place, and we always get our stuff from Publix. We call her, or we put an order in on the little app that she has. She does it. She texts us when she's leaving to make sure that we are home and ready to receive, and she brings them to us with gloves and masks and everything. She wipes everything down. So, yeah, Tamika does great work.
Yeah, she really, and such a sweet spirit.
She
such
certainly
a sweet
is that.
Spirit about her. I love her to death.
Go ahead.
I'm loving in this transition that being able to order online your food, your dinner, and then by the time you drive there, it's ready, and you just walk in and pick it up, and that's been nice.
And although we've seen a decline in the curbside thing, some are still doing that. If you just give them a call, I mean, tell them, hey, I'd like to have this curbside. Most likely, if they're going to do takeout, it's not but a second somebody has to walk outside and hand it to you, especially if you've already paid for it.
Right.
I will say I like that feature. I order it, I drive over there, it's ready.
Yeah.
Bring it right out, go back home. I'm good. Yeah, I love that. Never took advantage of it before.
Yep. And, used to be around this area, I mean, there was always the Chinese takeout where they would bring stuff, but they don't do that around here so much, which I don't understand. Or they stopped for a while. It was like the only thing you could get delivered was pizza. Now, and I'm not putting any weight behind any of, and that's a substantial amount of weight, behind any of the delivery services, but I do use DoorDash. I have used Chow Now, all those stuff. A lot of the restaurants now, you order through Chow Now, and you can either have it delivered or go pick it up. So I like that because there was a lot of times when I'm sitting at home going, oh shit, I don't want to go out now, and it's late, and I just don't feel like pizza. I'll just have a spoon of peanut butter, which is always fine, but this opens up the options of having more things delivered. And then there's Swipe By, designed by Wake Forest graduates. So
Cool.
You can always sign up. It's basically makes any participating restaurant a drive-through. You order it, and they know when you're there because the little machine, their iPad or whatever will say they're within 3 minutes, within 2 minutes, within 1 minute, and then they know when to come bring it out. You don't have to call them or anything. So give some of that a shot. 1874 on the 23rd, the winner in an oyster shucking contest in Montreal, Canada, shucked 300 oysters in 30 minutes.
Whoa.
That's a lot of oysters in 30 minutes.
Yeah. That's a lot.
That's a lot. On the 23rd in 1928, Hoberg Paper and Fiber Company registered the Charmin trademark for toilet paper, paper towels, and so on, and we are all still squeezing it whether we should or not.
That's every 6 seconds. I just had to do the math. Every 6 seconds, they're doing another.
Jeez, oh Pete.
Yeah. That's fast.
In 1951, I mean, I'm thinking of oysters now. 1951 on the 23rd.
He's sweating shucking there.
Yeah. What the shuck is that? On the 23rd in 1951, the Dial trademark was registered for bar soap. Not soap at a bar, but, a bar of soap.
Right. Good follow you there.
Okay. On the 24th, it's U.S. Food Day, a day to resolve to make changes in our own diets and to take action to solve food-related problems in our communities at the local, state, and national level, which we should do every day. It shouldn't have to have a certain day, but, it does, and let's honor that. It's also, the 24th is also World Fish Migration Day. It's to create awareness of the importance of open rivers and migratory fish. And if you're British, it's migratory fish. Speaking of fish.
You're migratory fish.
I don't know why I said speaking of fish. This isn't fish, but World Tripe Day is also on the 24th. That's brought to you by the Tripe Marketing Board, of course. It is mentioned in Samuel Pepys' diary on October 24th, 1662. So home and dined there with my wife upon an excellent dish of tripes of my own directing. Whatever that means. I am a fan of tripe on, if it's deep fried and on tacos. I like those a lot. Tripa is what they call it in Mexican restaurants. So if you have an opportunity, get out of your mind what it is and try it. That's what I'm telling people about chitlins as well. Get out of your head what it is and just let it be. The
Get out of
24th.
your head that it's the edible lining from the stomachs of cows and sheep.
Exactly.
Call
It's-
it tripe.
But it's darn good. So give it a shot. In 1951 on the 24th, it's also National Bologna Day. That's no bologna.
Baloney.
And it's also Good and Plenty Day, which is a brand of licorice candy coated in pink and white hard candy shells.
Yeah, no thanks. You can have mine.
Okay. I don't mind it. I'd rather have the Jujubes or the Mike and Ike's, but I don't mind the Good and Plenty.
I'd rather have the Mike and Ike's and the Juju's way over there.
You're not a licorice fan,
No,
so no black jelly beans for you either.
no, thank you. Never. It's just a flavor that never set well with me. I know people love it.
Yeah. So you're not a fan of the anise stuff either, like star anise and things like that, because
Probably
that's
not, no.
basically licorice. How are you with
I don't know
basil?
that I've had much of that. Basil. Now I absolutely love basil, and yes, I did. I remember you saying that there was a licorice aftertaste to that. I'm like, no, it's not. It's basil. It doesn't. And then the next time I had basil, I was like, damn, this has got a licorice
Yeah.
aftertaste. Tim was right. Oh my god! Oh, I had to admit that out loud.
Every once in a while, I'll look up and hit one. But I'm not the biggest fan of licorice either. But I love basil, and I love stuff with star anise and things like that. And I won't. I like black jelly beans, so every once in a while, it's not something I want a lot of. And I guess the Good and Plenty, I guess the pink and white candy shells add a little of their own flavor dimension in there as well. I guess. I'm guessing.
Kind
It's
of mute
conjecture.
down the licorice flavor.
Yeah, kind of. In 1861, the first transcontinental telegraph was completed and went into operation. Within days of that, the Pony Express ceased operations.
Well, yeah, a whole
yeah.
lot easier just to send it electronically
Yeah.
than to actually ride the horse all that way.
Do you know who invented the first telegraph? Not necessarily the first intercontinental one, but the telegraph.
Does that take us back to Edison?
No. If you
Then I
think
do not
hard.
know.
Samuel Morse. Morse code.
Morse code.
In 1901, on the 24th, Annie Taylor, a 43-year-old non-swimming widowed schoolteacher, accompanied by her pet kitten, became the first person to go over Niagara Falls in a barrel and survive. Her goal of making money to pay off her debts was unsuccessful, and she died a pauper in 1921. No word on whether the kitten survived that fall
I
or
was
not.
going to ask.
That's all I was concerned with.
Yeah, I mean, I thought she might have, going over the thing, like fell on it and squashed it or something. I don't know. But she lived.
There's a genius move. Let me get in a barrel and go whee up in Niagara Falls, because
Yeah.
that just sounds so safe.
Well, a lot of people did it, I guess, before her and did not survive. So this was the first time that someone did. And she lived another 20 years, but died poor. A pauper, it says.
And crazy.
And crazy. She was crazy at 43.
Just a little.
Probably even before that. On the 24th in 1938, the 40-hour work week went into effect under the Fair Labor Standards Act.
And then immediately we were told that 40 hours is not quite enough. You're going to work a little over today.
Yes. Well, that's fine. You will pay us more. And on the 25th, it's World Pasta Day. Yay. We have plenty of places around here, not to forget, especially Carrabba's.
Yes.
But there's also Cibo, there's Coppola's, Francesca's, there's Delicio's, BLL, Fratelli's. There's plenty of places in this town to get pasta. Go to one of them.
We went to one this past weekend. We were down in Charlotte to go take some stuff to our youngest, who's at UNCC, and went to, I think it's called Noodle and Company. It's good. It's good. All these different pasta dishes. It's like, yeah, y'all come up here.
Yeah. I am not taking anything away from the Italian places that we have here, but I would like to see and I don't know, because Dioli's doesn't really give any information what they do anymore, but I know that they have made their own pasta and stuff for a while, but I wished we had an actual pasta place here.
Yeah, and that's what this place is.
Yeah.
It's really just a pasta.
Yeah.
But now, to your point, Carrabba's is not a pasta joint. They
No.
do happen to have something, but they are no.
Right. But if you're just going to skim through some pasta, then what better place to have it than at Carrabba's while you're having a
Absolutely.
a Johnny or the chicken brine or the trio, the chicken trio, or any of that stuff.
Chicken trio. Every item on the menu there just makes me go. I need a towel.
Yes.
Wipe all this drool off.
Yes. Yes. The 25th is also one of my favorite every day is National Greasy Foods Day.
Yes.
It's also
An excuse.
Yeah, like I need one. And it's also the Sourest Day, which is celebrating all things sour.
Oh,
You don't like things sour?
like sour ale.
Yeah, I like sour, a lot of things sour.
I'm much more the sweet than the sour. Now, my wife's exactly the opposite. She prefers the sour.
Yeah, I like sweet, salty, and sour.
Yeah.
I like it all. In 1905, on the 25th, J.J. McLaughlin Limited is incorporated in Toronto to produce a new beverage called Canada Dry Ginger Ale.
Yeah. Good stuff.
In 1927, on the 25th, Crosby Field of Brooklyn, New York, received patents for cleaning pad and scrubbing device, known to us as Brillo pads. The patent was assigned to Brillo Manufacturing Company. In 1955, the first microwave oven, the RL1, for home use was introduced by the Tappan Stove Company. It cost about $1,200, which now you can go get them brand new for like $80 now.
Oh, 50, 60.
Yeah.
Depending on if you're getting a small one.
Yeah. Get an Emerson.
Yes.
Get the Emerson or what's the other? Gold Star. I think we have a Gold Star downstairs. I want to replace it, but it's one of
I
those.
still remember the very first one that we got that was in 1980, and it was huge. I mean, it's like twice the size of what we would think of as a microwave today. And I want you to know, I ran that thing because my folks had it, and they got a new one. They set that one aside. I took it with me to college, continued to use it until like 2010 when it finally gave up the ghost. I mean, they don't make microwaves like that now.
No.
Mm-mm.
No,
Not at all.
it's only made for like freezer meals now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the one that's in this house is 18 years old.
Huh?
It was actually longer. It's 22 years old.
Wow.
It's in need of changing, but it's one of
It's
those.
legal now. It can drink.
That's right. Well, it makes me want to drink sometimes. It's one of those under cabinet ones that you actually, bolt to the cabinets and stuff. And I'm really kind of afraid to change that out. So I don't know what to do with that. So
We'll give you help.
okay, I'll take it. On the 25th in 2005, the European Court of Justice ruled that feta cheese is a traditional Greek product that deserves protection throughout the European Union's 25-nation bloc. Non-Greek European feta producers will not be able to call their product feta.
What do they call it if it's not Greece?
Greek cheese?
Okay.
I don't know. I really don't know. Just get feta and don't worry about it.
Got some in the refrigerator now.
So let's see what happens when we say substitute for feta. Just see what else comes up. Ricotta, because ricotta is kind of like that. Halloumi, queso fresco, goat cheese.
Right.
Yeah, although goat cheese is a little, or chev is a little more tangy than feta. Feta's not really tangy.
Right.
It has a tang to it, but yeah, so the cotija cheese that we found on the stuff at Mojito, that could be along the same lines as well. Well, anyway, that's all the food holidays and history from this week. Special thanks to James Eagler at foodreference.com for making us chuckle, roll our eyes, figure out ways of calling feta not feta, squeezing Charmin, and all the other stuff that we talked about. Licorice, that was it, licorice.
Licorice.
The Man Who Ate the Town podcast is part of the Less Desirables podcast network. Along with this podcast, you can listen to the Less Desirables, the Beer Dads, Fan Interference, Wheeler's Dog, and Asylum from Tales from the Devereaux Diaries podcast. You can find all these podcasts and latest episodes on our network website and directory, tldpodnetwork.com. You'll also find social media links for each one there as well. We'd greatly appreciate if you visit our sponsors, just like Carrabba's Italian Grill, 587 South Stratford Road. This is no chain. This is a responsible family of restaurants. Carrabba's and their owner partners take the communities they serve very seriously, as we find out, and sometimes they get their own day. And for us, having Daniel Butner basically just does not suck. Follow Carrabba's on social media and carrabbas.com. Washington Perk and Provision Company is located at 301 West 4th Street. You'll find a little bit of everything at the Perk, a chip corner, a deli to get your sandwich on the go. Fruits, veggies, meat and dairy, all from local sources. Bingo Bango sodas, Wolfie's custard, a wall of beer and wine. Just a lot of stuff there. Washington Perk is better than a convenience store, not quite a grocery store. On Facebook, they are Washington Perk or at Washington Perk _DTWS on Instagram. Right now, she is closed for renovations, but Brittany is located at 1003 Brookstown Avenue in the west end of downtown. You've not had good until you've tasted the treats and goodies that she is whipping up in her shop, be it muffins, cakes, macarons, whatever you want, vegan, gluten-free, all those things, cookies. She's good for it. The Humblebee Shop wants to challenge your perception of Scratch Made and leave you with an experience you couldn't possibly forget. For more information, follow them on Facebook and Instagram or visit thehumblebeeshop.co.
That's SHOPPE.co.
This is a reminder to all the listeners, and it's just good practice, not just for now, but for always. Wash your damn hands. Wash with warm water and soap. Wash for about 20 seconds or more. Sing if you have to get 20 seconds out of something. Just think of this. Which, by the way, today is the 41st anniversary of this album. Yeah, it was released on this date in 1979.
Part of the soundtrack of our youth.
Yes. From Jacksonville, Florida, he is.
Hey, my hands are clean.
and bleeding.
I watched him for 20 minutes.
So keep an eye on the blog and this podcast to find out more about the food news and happenings around town. If you have any food news, send an email to Tim or Leah or Ray at themanwhoatetown.com. You can also contact us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter Instant Messengers. Like us on Facebook. On Twitter, we are manwho8thetown. On Instagram, we are manwho8thetown. I thought it was cool this weekend. Stephanie and I were sitting at Moselle's on 4th Street having brunch Saturday morning before we went to the wineries. And someone who... a tight end for Wake Forest football was there with his parents or his dad and his grandfather, and they were looking for places to eat, and I told him this was really good, talking about Moselle's, and he started wondering, asking if I owned the place. I said no, but I'm the man who ate the town, and he followed us on Instagram at that point. So I told him, if you have any questions, because he's not from here, obviously, but the son goes to school here. So I said, if you're in town and want to know where to go, because I gave him some recommendations for that night, just hit me up. So if you know of some place that I need to try, or any of us need to try, or that you want me to know something, please hit us up and let us know. And we are also inviting you to call and leave a voicemail on the podcast. Any podcast on the TLD network, you can call 336-422-6862. That's right, 336-422-NUM. Leave us a voicemail and we'll play it on the podcast. Again, 336-422-NUM or 6862. Thank you to Mr. Daniel Butner Day himself, Daniel Butner, for all he does, again, and for being on here to talk about the things that are going on. Thank you to Ray and Leah for showing up and letting me run my mouth, and they just smile and nod, and and every once in a while I shut up long enough for them to participate. Yeah, my family has a long history of diarrhea of the mouth, so I just open it up and it just flows right out. So
you don't have to tell us.
You're just following a family tradition?
Yeah, that's a family tradition. Yeah, I know, Leah. I'm preaching to the choir here.
So tell me, Tim, why do you talk? Why do you do podcasts? We'll have to rewrite the whole song just for Tim.
Yeah. Yes. I was trying to think something that rhymes with podcast, that something last cast.
Make sure you don't wash your hands last.
There you go. Tyrone.
And wear you a mask.
That's even better. Wash your damn hands and wear a mask. All right, my name's Tim.
My name's Ray.
I'm Leah.
And we are closing this week. We're actually going to close the recipe box on time. Until next time, thank you for reading. Thank you for listening. Bon appetit.
Yamas.
The views and opinions stated by me or any of my guests are solely those of ours and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of our hosting companies, distributors, enemies, friends, or relatives. This podcast is copyrighted and cannot be reproduced or distributed without express written consent of the man who ate the town, that's me, and Such Limited Inc. However, if you ask nicely, we'll probably let you.